Hi, hello. So my name's Jackie and welcome to what is literally my first ever review of anything ever. So this is super exciting, also slightly nerve-wracking. I never realized how socially anxious one could get just talking to their camera, but here we are. It's okay. They say personal development happens outside of your comfort zone. This is incredibly outside of my comfort zone. But we'll be fine, we'll make it, hopefully. I hope. So today I'd like to talk to you about two items from Buffbunny Collection. So Buffbunny Collection is a brand started in Texas, obviously in the US, by someone called Heidi Summers. She also goes by Buffbunny, hence Buffbunny Collection. So I discovered the brand about a year and a half ago, although they've been around for a bit longer than that. And honestly, in the past year, they've incredibly quickly became one of my favorite athletic wear brands. So safe to say in the past year, I've acquired quite a bit of their items. So I've had friends who have either seen me at the gym wearing their items, posting them on Facebook or Instagram, other sorts of social media. And I've had my friends ask me like, hey, is it worth the price? What's the quality like? How does it compare to other well-known brands? So hopefully today we're going to tackle some of those questions about two of their particular items. So two items we're going to cover today are probably some of their like hottest selling, fastest selling, people are most obsessed with. Literally sold out in 3 minutes the first time I tried to buy them. If you don't know what it is the Game Changer line. So that comes with both a backpack and more of a bag, like a purse. So these two items, as I said, probably I think they're best selling items. So we are going to talk about those today for what is hopefully, fingers crossed, the most complete, the most thorough review comparison you will see of them. So without further ado, welcome to what I would like to call the Game Changer Showdown. Cue dramatic music. Hopefully that worked, otherwise this is going to be an incredibly awkward scene. So let's get into it. Also, I feel like I should mention that I am in no way affiliated with Buffbunny Collection. Let's get real, they don't know who Jackie from Edmonton, Canada is anyways. Just making this because I genuinely love the product and the company, and I've had friends ask for my opinions on the items, so I figured we'd make this video. Also, another reason I'm doing this at this particular time is Buffbunny ventured into making swimwear. Apparently 1 pieces, 2 pieces, and like a little cover-up sweater thing. And those launch this upcoming Saturday, May 23rd. So in preparing for launch, I went onto the website to kind of creep, see what else I wanted to snag on Saturday. And I realized both of these bags were still available in multiple colors, which blew my mind because when I tried to buy them originally, they sold out in 3 minutes. Like, I vividly remember being 10:04 and I'm like filling out my checkout information, my address, all that good stuff. And then it was like, this item is no longer available. And my heart broke a little. Meanwhile, right now, they're still on the website in multiple colors. So if you don't want to stock up on anything on Saturday, you can still snag these items. So another thing I want to mention before we dive into the bags, I feel like I'm mentioning a lot of things before we actually talk about the bags. But when they ship them, I'm not entirely sure if they're still doing this now. They had them in like a little box instead of one of those like shipping bags, which I thought was super cool because, wait for it. Look at how cute this thing is. It's like pink and metallic. It's got like the logo on the front, like super cute packaging for considering that like most people throw out packaging. I like when brands like go that extra mile to make it cute. And on the inside, hopefully you can see that, it says change the game. I think that's super clever because get it? It's called the Game Changer bag. So change the game. Super cute. So first I'm going to tell you about the Game Changer backpack. There's no reason that we're starting with this one first other than this is the bag I got first. That's it. Some context for this one though that I think is helpful. In undergrad, I was never the person to like wear a backpack to school, as weird as that sounds. I just didn't. And then I got into law school and everyone freaked me out being like, you need a sturdy backpack, your back is gonna die, there are so many law books. And I freaked out, like drove to the mall immediately, bought like one of those sturdy, like legit North Face backpacks, which like to be fair was a good idea because they were right. My first 2 years of law school were pretty intense with like books and stuff. So like 4 or 5 textbooks a day, like your laptop, your lunch, it's a ton of stuff. So that was a good life choice. Fast forward to my last year of law school though, and like a couple weeks into school in September, I realized that either my classes had online resources, so I didn't have textbooks, or the classes that did have textbooks, we weren't using them in class. So it was more of like, I could leave it at home and then reference it later or read it before or after class. So I just wasn't carrying any textbooks with me. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, if you have one of those like big durable backpacks like North Face, Oakley, Hurley, Swiss Gear, is it Swiss something? You know what I'm talking about. The like bigger, more durable ones. When they're not actually like filled and all you have in it is a laptop like I did, and you're walking around, it does this weird like bouncy thing on your back, and it drove me up the freaking wall. Like I could not handle it. So I knew I had to replace it. I don't care if I had 8 months left of school. I needed something else because it was driving me crazy every freaking day. Cue Buffbunny collection launching their Game Changer backpack. If that wasn't serendipitous timing, I don't know what is. So this is the Game Changer backpack. It comes in 4 different colors, and hopefully I have learned how to edit well enough to throw photos on the screen to show you all 4 colors. But this guy's called Onyx, so it's basically a black. And then hopefully here you will see mauve and wine and midnight. So obviously mauve is like a lightish pink, the wine is like a burgundy red, and then midnight is like a navy blue. So something to note too, so both the Onyx and the mauve come with silver hardware, so like all of the zippers, all of the metal details are silver, whereas the wine and the midnight come with gold hardware. So all of this, instead of being silver, would be gold. So let's start with the outside of the bag, and then we'll talk about the inside. So starting off, the material of this guy, he is a water-resistant nylon, so you're good to go if you're walking around in the rain. Water-resistant, pretty sure most kind of higher quality bags are water-resistant, pretty standard. If you can see, so this guy, like we all have seen like the North Face, the Oakley, the Hurley, the Swiss Gear, whatever, those heavy-duty, well-known backpacks. They're usually like not cute. Like they've always got that like mesh pocket right here. They've got the little straps that you have to like tighten or loosen depending how big you want the bag. They're just big and bulky, and like they get the job done. They're great quality, but they're not like aesthetically pleasing. This guy, in my opinion, is like super cute. Like he's super sleek. You got some little kind of black thread detailing around here. So there is like some interest to draw your eye, but it's not like super in your face. Also, I'll get closer here. So you can see the little logo is the little metal Buffbunny. It's their actual logo. Nowhere on the bag does it say like Buffbunny collection, so it's more of like a gentle, subdued, just the little logo. Personally, I like it when it's metal. I just feel like it looks, I don't know, like it looks a little more like luxurious, like it's fancier than having just something like stamp printed on. But you'll notice, so again, this guy's silver, all of the hardware is silver. We'll talk about this guy in a second. But if you start on the side of the bag, so side pockets, you have your kind of the general one that most backpacks have. You also have a zippered side pocket. So these I personally love them to put like my house keys and my car keys into, and then you can zip it up because that way it's still easily accessible to me, but it's not so easily accessible to anyone else. I've seen a lot of people just throw their like car keys into this kind of pocket, and that gives me so much anxiety because like somebody can literally just walk up to you, like stick the hand in, grab your keys and run. So here there's a zipper, makes me feel like things are a little more protected. It's a little harder to access. So you have those on both sides, same thing. So you have the bigger kind of regular backpack pocket, and then you have the zippered one. If you look at the back, so you have padded, forgetting what these are called right now, straps, there we go, padded straps. Pretty similar to most backpacks available. If you look here too, so again, silver hardware on the straps. And then there is this little clip here. So you can use it to strap like this floppy part down. I don't really use them because they don't bug me, but you have the option to kind of, there you go, slide that in there if you so choose, and then say move it all the way down so your little strap doesn't flop around on both. So something super cool about this bag too that I like, so most backpacks you'll kind of open the big main pocket and your laptop sleeve is inside, like obviously on the side of the back. This guy's a little different. So if you see this little black zipper. So I think this was done intentionally. So all the other zippers are silver, this guy's black. And I feel like this was done intentionally to not draw attention to this zipper. Because if you unzip this, there's your laptop sleeve. So your laptop literally goes right in here. It can fit up to a 15-inch laptop. So I have the 13-inch MacBook Pro, and I actually have like a sturdy shell case on mine as well, and it fits in here no problem. Like I think I could even fit like an iPad or some sort of tablet, like a Microsoft Surface in like with my laptop, no problem. And then you zip it up. I like that it has its own, like, it's not in the regular bag, so you're not worried about anything in your bag, like spilling, getting all over your laptop, like it's separate. On that note, there is this front little zipper that I'm sure you have noticed. And so this guy was designed with a particular purpose in mind. If you can't guess what that is, snacks. Every girl loves snacks. The key to every girl's heart. You don't want to get hangry during the day. So this is literally a little compartment basically for like your meal prep, your lunch, any sort of food you want to carry. So if you unzip this guy. Oh sweet, I haven't put a container in already. So you have this kind of silvery material like you do for a cooler, which is sweet because if you think about it, I always got such anxiety with like my North Face backpack because I would put my lunch like just into the main body of the backpack. And then you're like, oh, what if something spills and gets all over my stuff? Something spills here, you just wipe the inside out and it doesn't get on any of your other stuff, which is phenomenal. So you can fit a meal prep container. I'll pull this out and show you how big it is in a sec, but I still have, get in there, still have some space there to fit like a can. You could fit like a Ziploc bag of stuff or like an orange or an apple, something like that. But this guy, so these are my meal prep containers. They're a little bit wider than most people's, but I just like them. They're cute, they're pink, I bought them, I love them. As you saw, they fit in no problem. Put you away. So it fit. Another thing is if you want to keep your food a little colder, you can always throw an ice pack into here too, so that's very helpful. And then you zip it up. It's kind of hard to do in the air. And there you go. So I think we have covered the outside. Next we'll look at the inside of the bag. So now for the inside of the bag, same as like most backpacks, you do have two zippers. One goes this way, one goes the other way. I have nothing in this right now, just so I could show you everything. It flops open. So first there is this like large meshy pocket to keep my like lip chap here, anything small. You have a mesh pocket, so if I can get this guy kind of out. Mesh pocket like this, that's good for like holding a water bottle in. So I just have like a standard Contigo water bottle. It fits no problem. I have no issues with it. I feel like if you have like a hydro flask, you might have issues. But like the Contigo, the Swell bottles, you'll be a-okay. And then down here too, we'll get a little closer, you have like the zippered mesh pouch. So there's that guy. So you have these three pouches, obviously, so to the width of the compartment underneath is how much space you have to kind of build up here. So you can put textbooks, your gym shoes if you're wearing it as a gym bag, anything. So something to note too is if you have stuff obviously in the compartment, then you won't be able to squish it down. But if you have nothing in there, like we just took out my compartment, you can smush this down and it gives you more space on the inside of the bag. So it kind of, instead of being up here, it got pushed down more. So that's pretty sweet. So kind of standard on the inside of the bag. I like that they have a water bottle holder because I would just like throw mine anywhere and then it would flop around. I'd worry about it spilling. So this is super helpful. And again, one mesh with just the elastic on top and one mesh pocket with a zipper on top. So a little more security that way. So I guess another important thing to talk about this guy is to show you what it looks like on. So I'm 5'3" on a good day, 5'2.5" every other day. So pretty short, but to give you an idea, obviously he's gonna look a little awkward because I have nothing in it, so it looks kind of deflated. But like that is height-wise what it looks like on me. One thing that I like is if you notice it ends kind of like right above the booty, if you want to call it that way. My North Face backpack went to like here, like basically the length of my glutes. And I found that when you're walking, especially when you have a ton of stuff in it, and it would just like slap against you, and that was also just like really annoying. I was not a fan of that. So this guy ends right above there, so you're all good in that regard. It's not just gonna be like awkwardly spanking you, if that makes sense. Like it was just weird. And then, so this is it from the back. Let's get my hair out the way. So super cute, good size, sideways too. Obviously these guys are dangling, but you can clip them in. Here's the clip. There, let's see if I can do this without looking. Probably not. I don't think, oh, there it is. I have the dexterity. Shift it down so you see how it's attached from the front. Super cute. So, oh, I should also probably give you measurements on this guy. So, haha, just kidding, over here. So, let's see. Obviously, this is also going to depend on how full your bag is. So if, I mean, it's super packed, it's probably gonna stretch out and get a bit bigger. Mine is obviously empty. So lengthwise, we're going from the top here to the bottom. We're at 18 inches. Width-wise, let's go about mid-bag, because as you can see, so it's obviously wider down here than it is up here. So we're just gonna take kind of like a middle-ish measurement. There. So just looking at the back, like foam padding where your laptop is about, give or take 10 to 11 inches. But again, if you notice the way I'm holding it, so if you're to fill it up, you still have this kind of side space, and same thing as here. Like we're strictly looking here to here, but you do have these side spaces. And then for depth, I guess you would call it, let's go down here. This is so awkward. We're gonna throw this guy here. Can I do this? There you go. So strictly looking at the meal compartment, we're at about 5.5 to 6 inches. Again, I'll try to show you this if we can. So if you look at that, that is strictly the bottom. If you notice, the top does stick out. So depending how full that is, you kind of do get some more width space, but strictly size of bag, about 5 to 6. So there you have it. Pretty much everything about the backpack. I think, oh, actually, I did miss something. Okay, so totally first world problem. We're gonna talk about it anyways, because this is a thorough and complete review. So when I had my North Face backpack, this became kind of an issue in my MBA. And I shouldn't say issue, because again, it's a first world problem, but it's just like a little annoyance. My backpack would not stand up on its own, so you know I have to do that awkward, like, lean it against your chair, or a wall, or like the edge of your desk. So I would, like, our classes were giant long tables with, I don't know, call it 10 chairs. So you didn't really have the option to lean it against anything but your chair. So I'd lean it on my chair, but then I would sit there and be like, oh, I can't move my chair because if I do, this thing's gonna fall. And I hated that. These stand on their own. You can literally put it on the ground, any flat surface. I'm not gonna say put it anywhere because somebody would put it on some like weird slopey angle and be like, look, it's falling. You can put it on any flat ground-like surface and it just stands on their own. And I will throw a clip of that here, hopefully. So again, it's a first world problem. It's not like it's like a major selling point. Like I've never gone backpack shopping and been like, I need one that stands on its own, but like a super nice feature if you have it. So now let's move on to the bag. All right, so moving on to the bag now, just to give you some context, Buffbunny Collection has launched the Game Changer bag before. I forget exactly when it was, but I remember they launched, sold out in like 2 to 3 minutes. I missed out on it, was super sad, but they decided to relaunch them for their last launch, which was March 14th, I think it is. It was like a mini launch for Heidi's birthday, and ironically enough, my birthday is April 2nd, so like 2 weeks later. And then also I graduated all of my degrees at the end of April. So I was like, wow, happy birthday and graduation to me, from me, worked out perfectly. But really, for the last few months, I've been looking for like a bigger style kind of purse tote bag. I already knew I was graduating. I knew that I was going to work at a firm where it was. I wanted a bag big enough where I could fit like documents or file folders, take them home if I had to work from home. Like if I was gonna wear heels to the office and I wanted to bring a pair of flats in, I wanted to fit those into all of my regular like wallet, makeup, kind of day-to-day necessities that you normally carry around in a purse. Also, I'm gonna be working downtown, which like is super sick, but at the same time, like you're surrounded by delicious restaurants and fast food, which again, they're delicious, but they're not quite good for like the healthy eating, gain, train diet plan. So I wanted a way to be able to maintain my meal prepping and bringing lunch to work fairly easily. So what I basically wanted was not to have to carry like a bag for my regular purse goodies, a bag for my documents, a bag for a change of shoes, and a bag for my lunch. Like I just wanted everything to fit seamlessly into one and not have to worry about carrying all these things. Cue the Buffbunny Game Changer bag, launched May 14th. Phenomenal. And so to give you guys an idea, so obviously Buffbunny, they kind of advertise their products before they officially launch them. They show you their model photos, so you see like real humans wearing either the clothing or the bag. So I had seen this bag on other people. I knew it was a big bag. Like I knew that going in. That's what I wanted. But you guys, I was not ready for how humongous this bag actually is, and like that's great. I would rather much have too much space than not enough space. It's phenomenal, but like seriously, it's massive. So let's, just like the backpack, start with the outside and I will show you the bag now. All right, so here is the Game Changer bag, and as you can tell, I wasn't lying. This thing is massive. Put these down so it's easier to talk about. As you can also see, I again have it in black. They do come in super cute colors, but I have this in black and the backpack in black. I love the colors, but at the end of the day, I feel like if I have one bag that I want to wear every day, I just feel like if you go with black, it will literally go with any outfit you're wearing. Like, I don't have to worry about making my outfit go with my bag. Literally anything I put on, this is gonna look cute with. So, the bag, just like the backpack, does come in 4 colors. And hopefully I have learned how to put pictures on video. So this is the onyx, again black. It also comes in shadow, mauve, and pearl. Okay, so again, starting with the outside of the bag, if you'll see, we'll get a little closer. So there is this little pocket on the front. Try to, there you go, pretty deep. So that is meant for your cell phone. I have an iPhone XR and it fits in here no problem. If you want to throw something else in there, that works too. That's just what it was designed for. If you look, we'll flip this over. At the front, let's get in close enough. So the Buffbunny logo on this is different than the backpack. I'm hoping that's in the frame. So you'll see it's actually like silver lettering that's embossed onto the leather. So very different than the backpack, which just had the little metal logo, and it was literally just their logo, whereas this one actually says Buffbunny Collection. And as I've mentioned, leather. So don't come at me because it's vegan leather. All 4 bags, vegan leather. So super cool in that regard. Then the straps too, if you notice, you see these little metal reinforcements. So when the Game Changer bag originally came out, they didn't have these little metal things. They were just like the same leather fabric. And so by putting these in, they actually reinforced them. So basically you can carry more stuff. It can be heavier without worrying that you're going to rip off your straps. So that is super helpful. I also think it looks cute because it adds like a little pop of silver onto them. We're going to turn the bag around and bam, meal compartment on the back, which I love because at the front, like this is what you see when you're wearing it. Like super sleek, super nice, like classy bag. But then bam, secret compartment on the back. So the meal compartment of the bag is a lot bigger than the one on the backpack. So if you remember when I showed you the backpack, we fit one of my meal containers in there, and granted, mine are bigger than average. So like most people's meal prep compartment or containers are a little bit smaller than that, but we could fit one of my big ones, and then there was still enough space for either like a small fruit or like a Ziploc bag of stuff, but not necessarily like a big container. So this guy, you'll see once I open it, bam, we fit 2 of my containers in there. So that's the same pink container that I just had in the backpack, and this is the same size, it's just green because all of mine are pink and green. So you can see 2 of them fit side by side. So the meal prep portion actually goes across the whole length of the bag. So like here, you're feeling my container. So it goes literally entirely all of this way. So I mean, it makes sense that this one's bigger than the backpack because it's longer than what the backpack is, right? So you can fit 2 of these bigger ones like I did. You could fit a bigger one and a smaller one, multiple smaller ones, a big one in Ziplocs. Like you have a ton of options, but again, zips up and it's like it ain't even there. And you look at the front and you can't tell. So let's move on to the inside. All right, so looking at the inside of the bag, something I want to draw your attention to is if you look here, get closer, it is a zippered opening. So I feel like when I was looking for tote bags to wear for work, a lot of like the bigger tote style purses don't have zippers. They only have that little dumb metallic clasp thing that's like only in the middle, so it clasps it right here, but like everything else is open. And you're like, gee, wow, it's not like somebody could just stick their hand in and steal my wallet or my phone or whatever else I got in there. I hate those. I hate them. They're cute, yeah, but like, they're so impractical. So this guy has a full zipper for added security. So zip all the way and then you can get in. Zip it up, nobody can get in. Love it. So same thing, this guy does have a laptop sleeve. So here's the front with like the logo and the phone pocket, and that is where the laptop sleeve is. So we'll get closer. So it does have a little metallic kind of clasp to stick that in there. You open it up, there goes your laptop. So same thing as the backpack, up to 15 inches. I mean, I don't have a tablet, but I assume if I put my laptop in here, I could still also fit a tablet like I mentioned with the backpack. If you look at the other side, so I'll get in close again, they don't need to see my face. There are 2 little pockets, kind of like most bags tend to have, and then a zippered one up here that's a bit bigger. So nice to have all those pockets to fit smaller things in, and something super cool. I hope the lighting is good enough to see this. You see they have like the Buffbunny logo all over the inside. So obviously like the black one's got a black interior. The other bags are different colors, but all of them have this kind of Buffbunny logoing on the inside, which I think is super cool. And same thing as the backpack, as I mentioned, if you don't have stuff in the meal prep compartment, then you can like push the bottom of the bag down and it gives you more space in the top. So just to show you how much space this thing has, we're gonna do a little experiment. All right, so we're going to do an experiment just to see how much this baby can hold. Full disclosure, I took out my meal containers. I was gonna say meal compartment. I took out the meal containers so we can squish down the meal compartment. So that does give us more space, to be fair. If you did have anything in the meal compartment, it would sit higher. So we took them out, smushed it down. This is as much as can fit in this bag. And we have props for our little test. Starting off, we have number one, a file folder. So I'm showing you this mainly because the whole reason I wanted a big tote bag was I knew when I went to work and I'd have to work from home, I'd be taking home client files in something like this. None of my bags would fit this. So let's see if it works here. Bam, no problem. All right, so obviously, I mean, it's small. We meant more lengthwise, but I'm gonna push it all the way as I can to this side to show you how long this thing actually is. I will give you dimensions later. But if you look, we still have, I don't know, call it 4 inches on the other side. So give or take about 4 inches longer than one of these bad boys. So pretty sick. Now test 2, this one is gonna be funner. So we're gonna see how much it can hold. We're also gonna relive some painful law school memories of mine. So starting off, I introduce you to the Canadian Income Tax Act. This was the bane of my existence for like 2 years. And he is, well, like, hi, he thick. That's a lot of pages. It's a lot of freaking pages. It's not what you call quick reference. This is not efficient. All right, how many pages is you? This is not going as smoothly as I originally planned, but that's fine. 2,766 pages of actual writing, not counting the few at the end that they throw in. So 2766. No problem. Next, we shall add, what is this guy? Employment law. So he is 478 pages. So again, these guys are a little floppy because they're not hardcover, but they are fitting. They're just falling a little bit. We also have the law of evidence, and this guy is 681 pages. So in there like so. And last but not least, because literally all I have are 4 textbooks at home, Lawyer's Ethics and Professional Regulation. Super important. And he is, where is it? Come on. 853 pages. So, let's shift you over. What is that? This is why I'm becoming a lawyer and not a mathematician or accountant. I can't do math in my head. We have 2,766, 477, 681. This guy was 850 something. Around 4,800 pages, I think. My math is right. It may not be right, but give or take 4,800 pages. So again, I don't recommend you do this. This is a bad idea. This will kill your shoulder. Your doctor will hate you. Your physiotherapist will hate you. Your shoulder will hate you. Do not recommend, but just to see if it would fit and how it holds up, let's have a look-see-doodle. All right. I mean, it fits. I would never wear this on a day-to-day because this is insane. That's almost 5,000 pages of stuff. But if you look at it, even, I'm gonna flop things over. I still have space up here for my laptop. There's a little hole of space here for whatever, your wallet, your makeup, your water bottle. And there's a little bit of space on this side, including all the pockets too. So I don't recommend, but you could fit about 5,000 pages worth of textbooks in here. No problem. So pretty sick, pass the test. Okay, so while we got this guy here, I said I would give you dimensions, and I shall. So trusty tape measure. So the top of this bag, the zippered opening, we are looking at 21 inches. So quite wide. But again, as I showed you, so wider up here than it is down here. So we'll measure this bottom part now. And that is about 16 and a half. So you go from about 16 and a half inches down here to about 21 up here. Height-wise, you're looking at about 11 and a half inches. So again, from bottom of the bag to top of the bag. And then we do width. So again, just like the backpack, to make it fair, we'll compare the bottom of the meal compartment area. So again, about 6 inches. And I believe if I remember correctly, the backpack was about 5.5 to 6. So width-wise, about the same, just that in this bag, whew, it's longer. So those are the dimensions of this guy. I will post those at the end as well. All right, so that kind of brings us to the end of this little try-on review comparison of them. Basically, I mean, I own both of them. I bought both of them with my own money. I like both of them. So this wasn't gonna be like oh, this one sucks and this one is superior. It just really depends what you wanna use them for. So if you know you need a lot of storage space, the bag's probably a better choice. Versus if you know you don't need as much space, the backpack's a better choice. Same thing meal prep wise. So I mean, if you need a lot of meal prep space, like for example, like physique competitors, they eat at certain times, certain food, they have a ton of containers they carry with them, the bag's a better choice versus like when I was just going to school, I would just take like some snacks or a lunch, like the backpack was more than enough. But it really depends on kind of your use. So like for me, the backpack I wore to school, loved it. I still now wear it on the weekend to my boyfriend's house. I pack in all the things I think I might need that day. Versus like the bag, I plan on wearing that one every single day to work, keeping my food in it, like a pair of flats when I'll be wearing heels, my documents, my laptop, everything that I regularly keep in just like a purse. So it really depends what you're using them for. Something I thought I would throw in that just kind of like dawned on me is like, I think they would make very good like diaper bags. So if you're like a new mom, I think they would be like phenomenal, especially the Game Changer bag. I mean, the backpack would work too, but the bag especially, I feel like would be a phenomenal diaper bag. Like both of them, you have like the little meal compartment to put bottles in or those little like canisters of baby food. You can throw in an ice pack. They've got enough space where you can like a blanket, one of those like portable changing mats, like snacks. I was gonna say snacks and food, which is the same thing. Can you tell I'm hungry? Like toys, a change of clothes. Like they both have a lot of space and they're like sophisticated and nice. So it just dawned on me that I probably should talk about availability of these bags. So this is obviously the week right before their swimwear launch, which is on May 23rd. So on the American website, looking at the bag, Shadow is sold out, but all other 3 colors are available. And then looking at the backpack, the Wine and the Midnight are sold out, but then the Onyx and the Mauve are still available. And then going to the Canadian website, so funny, all of the bags are still available, all 4 colors, which is insane. I don't know how that's happening, but they are. But then looking at the backpacks, we only have the Mauve available, so the other 3 colors sold out. So you might also be wondering, I'm saying American website, Canadian website, what's going on? So with January 2020 coming in, Buffbunny Collection launched a Canadian distribution center. I believe it's in Ontario. So they also, with that, launched a Canadian website. So any of us that live in Canada, we can order off buffbunny.ca, and it'll be coming to you from the warehouse in Canada. So what that means is faster shipping, which is sweet. I think the last time I ordered, it was less than 7 days and it was my house. It's also Canadian pricing on the entire website. And then you know you won't get hit with duties because it's just coming through Canada. But however, us Canadians can still shop on the American website, which I guess I should call more like the international website since everyone shops on that. So the only thing there is prices are in US dollars, obviously, but there is a little button, I think it's the top right-hand corner of the screen where you can click Canadian and it'll show it to you in Canadian dollars. Shipping does take a bit longer because obviously it has to cross the border. And third is you might get hit with the duties at the border. It happens. I don't know when. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know what the key to success in that regard is. All right, so that brings us to the end of this review / comparison of the 2 Buffbunny Game Changer bags. Hopefully I have covered all the bases so you have enough information to know if you want the bag, if you don't want the bags, if you do, which one, backpack or bag? Or, I mean, you could be like me and buy one of each because you have no self-control. Actually, that's not true. No, okay, really? Oh, okay, hold up. There are 8 options, 4 for the backpack, 4 for the bag. I own 2. 2 out of 8. That's 25%. That's a quarter. So I own a quarter of what I could own. So really, there is some self-control there. There is 75% self-control there. That's the argument I'm going to use on my boyfriend from now on. Look, I had 75% self-control. It could have been 0. On that note, if there is something that I didn't cover, or maybe you want to know something more in depth, feel free to drop a comment down below. I will be replying to them ASAP before their launch on Saturday. And then, as I said, this was my first review video. So if you have made it this far, thank you so much for watching. This was kind of terrifying, but this was also actually a lot of fun. So on that note, I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.
Been thinking about you all night. I've been searching for this all my life. You're just my type. I've been looking for a boy who can treat me right. Your dark hair with those eyes so bright, they look into my soul and it sparks my life.